Welcome back, guys. Sorry for a little bit of a break there. Um, I had to sort of update this deck and get it traded in and everything. So we played this deck a little bit on stream last night. We played it through a league, and I think we went like 2-3. This deck is very cool. The deck we played last night was a little bit different. It had a little bit of a different setup. It was only plains as the mana base. Um, and we changed that a little bit. It still had the runed halos. It didn't have any suppression fields, which we realized was like a really bad idea because these cards are good. It didn't have the Stony Silence in the main, but it did have the Rest in Peace. So we decided to have both hate pieces in the main. Um, it only has one Greater Auramancy in the main, which was what it was last night. Everything else is pretty much the same. So basically, the idea of this deck is to be sort of a toolbox deck. It uses a lot of its sort of enchantments that it has. It runs basically all of the cards in the deck are either enchantments or one Wrath of God, one Day of Judgment, and then four Idyllic Tutors. Idyllic Tutor is just 2 and a white sorcery. Go get any enchantment and put it into your hand. So this deck sort of utilizes that to do that. Its main difference that from last night though, I cut a couple of the clunkier cards. We had like a Periphery Nodes, we had a second Sphere of Safety, and we had a couple of other random things. And then I added Myth Realized. Myth Realized is just like a beater for this deck. It kind of gives the deck a clock, which I really enjoy. Um, Basically, it's a 1 mana enchantment that whenever I cast a non-creature spell, so basically all of the spells in my deck minus the Eidolon of Rhetoric, it gets a lore counter. I can also pay 2 and a white to put a lore counter on it, and then I can pay a white to make it into a monk avatar with power and toughness equal to the number of lore counters on it. So it can just be like a beater um, while we're sitting here setting up things. And it's also just an enchantment. So we can search for it if we need to. It triggers Sigil, the Empty Throne, that kind of thing. So just like last night in the list that we played yesterday. Okay, hold on. This is being weird again. Just like the list we played last night, we have two Endless Horizons. This card is insanely cool. Um, when it enters the battlefield, you search your library for any number of planes and exile them, and then you shuffle your library. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a card you owned from exiled with Endless Horizons into your hand. Now, the main reason that this card is really sweet is that once this enchantment comes down, if your opponent doesn't blow it up, which they likely won't, at least in game one, um, and they definitely won't if you have Greater Auramancy in play. Uh, this comes down, and it means for the rest of the game, you draw 2 cards a turn, one of which is always a land, and one of which is always action. And so right now we have 2 Field of Ruin that I'm trying out because I think having a little bit more answers to Tron is a good idea. But we may not even need these, honestly. But we're just going to go ahead and keep them in here anyway. We're going to try them. So those are the only cards we can't get with Endless Horizons. So like there's 2 draws that really suck with it. But the main thing with this card is that you get to choose which card you take from exile. So I've added 4 Irrigated Farmland because it's a plains that I can cycle. So if I don't want another land, I can get this plus my draw for the turn, and I can cycle away the land to go get whatever card I need. Now the sideboard has a couple of extra tools, and we just kind of like mix and match the tools that we need going into game 2 and game 3. So Baffling End is just another way to answer creatures. We already have Journey to Nowhere. We already have Oblivion Rings, and then we have 1 Seal Away. So I added. So we have Baffling End just to be like another kind of answer. Blind Obedience is good against aggro decks, plus the Extort can be a win condition. Greater Auramancy is just another way to protect our things in case they will have removal. Luminarch Ascension is really good against the decks that don't attack you, so this is really good against like Tron, Control, that kind of thing. Another Rest in Peace, another Stony Silence, and then we kind of swap in and out what we need. Grand Abolisher is a card I'm trying out against Control. I don't actually know if this is very good. Honestly, I just want this effect on an enchantment, but we don't have it, so it's going to be on this bear. A second Eidolon of Rhetoric for the Storm matchup. A Nevermore to stop against like very specific decks. Like this on the play against Tron, or even on the draw against Tron, naming Ugin can be like backbreaking for them because and Oblivion Stone are kind of their 2 main way of answering us. And so like being able to do this is just coming down. I added an extra Starfield of Nyx just because this card is insane. And then I'm trying out an additional Leyline of Sanctity as well. just so we can help fight through some of the decks that need to target us. So we're going to run this through a league. I really enjoy this deck. I think this deck is really sweet. I want to try out a bunch of different things in it. And I figure that while it still isn't going to constantly be on 0 to Tease, it's one of those decks that I actually want to sort of test and move forward list-wise, and kind of like update and make changes to, and hopefully do really well with the deck at some point. So it isn't actually part of 0 to Deece, but it's definitely a deck that follows suit with it. It's just not necessarily as much of a meme as the other decks. It's kind of a mishmash of other decks that have seen play in the past. So plus it has a lot more playable cards than some of the other ones do, to be perfectly fair. So this hand's a little slow. Ideally we wanted, well, I mean, this might actually not be super bad. I'm going to keep. They're going to 4 cards. Okay, are we against Bogles? We have a pretty good Bogles matchup. Are they just trying to see what we're playing? This likely doesn't tell them much. But we have a pretty good Bogles matchup. Yeah, this deck is sweet. This deck is really cool. Wow, okay. So, another Myth Realized. Get this one. Always yield triggers to this card. Yield through this turn. We're just going to swing with all of our myths. Next turn, Greater Auramancy coming down. It's just going to turn these things into like efficient beaters. And then we just don't have to do anything. So yeah, this is kind of an Enchantress build. Whoa. Mono red? Goblin Guide? Sure. Please reveal a land. Please? I'd really appreciate a land. I I don't know if I appreciate another Myth Realized. But I guess I'll take it. All 3 of the Myth Realized are in our in our opener here. Alright, so we can trade off one of these for their Goblin Guide. You have a Foundry Street Denizen. Swing in. Do it. Oh, baby. Land? Endless Horizons. Well, that's likely not super great. So yeah, I don't really want to take a whole lot from these idiots. So I'm just going to go ahead and trade this Myth Realized in. So yeah, this isn't necessarily an Enchantress deck. It doesn't play any of the Enchantress effects or anything. What it does play, on the other hand, is a very sweet sort of uh, enchantment-based prison deck, basically, when it draws its lands, of course. Sure. Them being land screwed might actually be really good for us, because if I draw a land next turn that comes in untapped, this Ghostly Prison is going to put them in the ground. Okay. Seal Away is probably pretty good against the Beaumont Courier, because they don't have an answer to it right now. Like, they can't crack it or whatever. Right? You need mana? Sure. Let's get that thing out of here. And now we're going to take some damage this turn, but next turn we're going to have like all of the blockers. We didn't play against this guy earlier, right? We played against a mono-red deck like this earlier, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same one, right? We're absolutely taking some damage, though. 4 or 5 damage. We go to 9. Land? Land, please. I would enjoy an untapped land. Ding! I mean, how often were we going to miss, right? Let's see what you got, opponent. You going to fight through that one? Yep. I go to 8. Okay. Well, I think I just sit here. Because they're not going to attack into my Myth Realized. Because they still become... In addition to its other types. Yeah, it's still an enchantment, so it's still a Shroud. And if they don't do anything, I'm just going to put a lore counter on this thing and make it huge. So as long as I never tap completely out, they're like never getting through this. God, these things are also just super... Oh my god. Yeah. This is why we're super good against Bogles, by the way. And Death Shadow, that's a good one too. Although we beat Death Shadow and then we died to Death Shadow last night. We just drew really cold against them. So now if they want to attack, they have to attack through this thing. Okay, bolt me, sure. Sure. Okay. I'll play that one. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, like, if they just have, like, Bolt X or whatever, I'm just, like, super dead. Story Circle Red seems very good, though. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that next turn. They're just, like, never going to fight through that. And if they have a Bolt right now, then I'm dead. And I can't really play around it anyway, because they would stop me from casting whatever I'm casting. So, I can't play around it, so... Bolt me? No? Okay. Bolt me, firebrand me? Okay, I go to 3. It's very worrying. Goblin Guide, sure. Legion Loyalist, okay. You have a lot of goblins. You should attack me. I'm absolutely slamming this story circle. Name Red. Okay. Now we're okay. Let's turn off all auto yields because I'm going to need to stop whatever they do. And if they attack with 2 creatures, Reckless Bushwhacker. Yeah, you can have that one. That doesn't do anything for me, or for you. I'm going to cycle this. Another Idyllic Tutor. Okay. I need to start turning the corner eventually, right? I don't think today is that day. But, yeah, I'm always going to yield to these. But I'm never going to turn off auto yield specifically for Story Circle. Okay, so I just grab Phyrexian Unlife, play my land, pass the turn. So now next turn I can have the lock on them, where if I draw an untapped land, then they're like super dead. Ooh, this isn't red. That's worrisome. Sure. I go to 1. You can't attack with anything though. Perfect. Okay, so this is the lock. I'm gonna play Phyrexian Unlife. And then I win. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so against the decks that are likely running a lot of burn, I want extra Leyline of Sanctities. I probably don't want the whole 4. I definitely want my Wrath effects. I don't know if they're going to have answers to my things, but I probably want a Baffling End and a Blind Obedience. I don't want Rest in Peace, Stony Silence, or one of my Suppression Fields. I probably don't even want both of my Suppression Fields. Maybe just bring in, like, another Greater Auramancy, just in case they have answers to it. I don't see anything else that we want to keep or bring in. We already have a pretty decent matchup for this. Yeah, the sand is very good. I will absolutely keep it. These Irrigated Farmlands are kind of sweet, actually. Honestly, if they were just like mono white, we'd be so much better with it. If they like cycled for just a single white or whatever, and they were just like only tap for white, that'd be so cool. Oh my god, Myth realized, sure. That's really good. These Myth Realized have been, like, very A+. Like, oh, man. And this is, like, one of my favorite cards ever. I just love this card. It's so cool. Alright, we're taking hits for, like, 2 turns. So they're going to hit us for 5. Oh, we're taking hits for a couple of turns. We need answers to these creatures, like, right now. Okay, that's fine. I guess. I likely don't need the Irrigated Farmland then. Hopefully I can live through some of this early onslaught. Bomat Courier. Okay, that one's problematic. That's also problematic. This is a lot of damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus. Day of Judgment might be a little too late. Blind Obedience is a little too late. Christ. Well, I live if they don't have anything, but they likely have something. I'm at your mercy, opponent. I'm going to name red. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get the third one on the play, hopefully. I kind of like how we boarded. I don't think there's anything else I need to bring in. I think our hand was just maybe a little slow. We needed, like, a little bit more earlier interaction. I would like to be on the play. Yes, this hand is very good. That was the one thing that I think Myth Realized really helped with. Not only does it fight earlier aggression, which is super strong, but it's very good against control decks too, because it comes down really early, and then they just have, like, nothing. They can't fight through anything very easily. I'm just gonna journey your creature right away. This deck is so sweet, though. I'm such a fan of this deck. Goblin Guide, sure. What are we revealing? Anything good? 2 Goblin Guides. Man, Runed Halo next turn is gonna be sweet. Solemnity? Okay, so they're dead, right? That's just like the combo and they have no answers to it because they're mono red? Awesome. I think I just slammed Solemnity here. They likely can't kill me next turn. The only problem with this card is that it turns off Myth Realized. But we have other answers. Like, we have other ways to win. Bushwhacker, sure. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to take an 8. I'm going to 8. This sucks. What am I drawing? Lands? Nope. Endless Horizons. Okay. Do you have an answer to me never dying? If If we draw like Greater Auramancy this next turn, this game is very, very over. My opponent asking me how I win. I'm just going to let him know that eventually I'm going to draw something like Sigil of the Empty Throne. Yeah, GG's. That was fun. That was a really good one. Mono Red just doesn't have a whole lot of answers to me, so that's just kind of how that works out, I guess. So let's just jump into the second game, shall we? Ugh. Let's do it. This hand is a little slow. Only having 2 lands, but I am on the draw against an unknown opponent with 3 very strong hate pieces. In fact, if we hit a 3rd land, we are very likely to win this game through these hate pieces. Like, one of these is going to stop. Like, Rest in Peace stops all the graveyard decks, Stony Silence drops all the artifact decks, Story Circle stops any aggro deck, and Eidolon stops Storm. So, like, I'm going to keep this hand just because it has all of the good hate pieces. This is Jund, which means that it's likely not going to be super easy, but we can maybe do it. They're likely to take, if they Thoughtseize me right here, they're likely to take something like Rest in Peace, as it turns off their Tarmogoyfs. Yep, Thoughtseize me, sure. And they don't have any 1-drops off of this other than like Lightning Bolt, so we likely don't have to worry about this. Eidolon of Rhetoric is going to shut off Bloodbraid Elf, though. That'll be kind of nice. It also blocks Bloodbraid Elf. That's kind of sweet. We have a couple of random answers. Stony Silence isn't going to do anything. Oblivion Ring will be pretty good. Story Circle's fine. Story Circle is likely to come down and name green, as it's going to prevent most of their creatures other than Dark Confidant from getting through. So, and there's old Bobby. We may actually just be able to kill them through Dark Confidant. Because, like, they likely aren't going to be able to, to fight through a lot of the different stuff. This is going to shut off a Bloodbraid from next turn, because they absolutely have to be the aggressor in this matchup. Maelstrom Pulse, sure. What did they reveal? The Maelstrom Pulse? That's fine. Endless Horizons is going to likely be the end of this game. This is going to help out a lot. So this is going to take a little bit to click through. So now this deck can operate very easily on only 4 lands. It can't cast a little bit of its top end, but that's fine. What are we revealing? Anything good? Yeah, no. Drew a land, sure. But what this card specifically does, is going to let us draw 2 cards a turn, and that's going to bury the Jund opponent very easily. They're going to cast a Bloodbraid Elf this turn, which is likely to be very good for them. Dreadbore, sure. Do you want to cast it? There's a Bob. It's a perfectly legal target. Yeah, I'm just going to yield through this turn. I've got nothing I can do, honestly. Just going to sit here and get hurt, but that's fine. Yep, I absolutely would like a land. And I drew a Seal away, so that's very likely good. This is going to come down and name green. And now they are likely going to die to their Dark Confidant, because the Dark Confidant's not going to kill me over the course of a whole lot of things. And I named green because all of their creatures, so they have 3 Scavenging Oozes, 4 Bloodbraid Elves, 4 Tarmogoyf, and then they have 3 Dark Confidants. And so green hits everything except for Dark Confidant. And I'm just going to let Dark Confidant kill them. You can take one of my things. You want to take my Oblivion Ring? It's likely very good. Oh, and they played this too. See, this is the type of deck that this deck preys upon really easily. This and Burn. Funny story. Main board Leyline is usually pretty good against Burn. You can draw all the cards you want. I'm absolutely not going to do anything about it. Grim Lavamancer. Sure. That's likely not super great. But I do have an Oblivion Ring. Oh, I have to choose... Oops. Play Myth Realized. Play Oblivion Ring. God, this deck is sweet. And if they have like an Abrupt Decay or something, then I guess Oblivion Ring will bite the dust, but that's okay. Bolt me? Sure. Oh my god. Sure. Yeah, you got it. You don't want to cast Bloodbraid? It's so good, though. Choose this. I go to 6. Do you have a double bolt me? Come on. Do it, opponent. Tarmagoose, sure. I'm going to get a farmland because I have enough lands so I can cycle this if I want to. I'm going to take Ruined Halo, name Bloodbraid, because I know that they have another one in hand. And then I can Story Circle their Tarmogoyf because it's on green. Story Circle might be one of the best cards in this deck. Like, hands down. It's very, very good. And this artwork is just like A+. My god, it's so good. Colligan's command me. Discard a card. Yeah, I don't want the Stony Silence. You can have it. Do you have like a bolt or something? I just don't understand what you're doing. Inquisition? Sure. They're likely casting Bloodbraid, hoping to get like a burn spell. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, come on. God, and if we had grabbed a if we had grabbed a plains, we would have been able to survive because we could have myth realized block the Dark Confidant. Gosh, man, we were so close, so close. Okay, okay, so we want another Leyline. We want another Greater Auramancy, probably likely all three of them. We want a Luminarch Ascension. We want another Rest in Peace. We don't want Stony Silence or one of the Suppression Fields. They're going to likely have a lot of lands when they want to attack us. So Ghostly Prison and Sphere of Safety aren't very good. But these Wraths are obviously good. These are going to be good. All of these are likely fine. I wonder if I want anything else up here. Do I want Starfield of Nyx, maybe? Starfield of Nyx might be pretty good over one of the Sigils, maybe. Just because it's a little bit better of a top deck over Sigil. Yeah, this hand's fine. It's probably better if we had drawn, like, or had a Leyline, but that's fine. We have an answer for whatever they play. Or they play nothing. Sweet. An Idyllic Tutor is pretty good. Dark Confidant, sure. Myth Realized. Journey. Gosh, that last game. Ah! We were so close. So close, yet so far away, chat. Lily, sure. I think I'm okay with that one. Each player discards. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this Wrath of God. Although having the answer to creatures might be pretty relevant. O-ringing this Lily is also going to be very good, though. Myth Realized also just pressures Lily really good. So, while we're sitting here waiting for our Jund opponent to muster up something against us, how are you guys all doing today? I'm doing pretty well. The first two leagues really sucked, but this last one is really sweet. Dragon Skull Summon. Okay, so this is probably a budget option against what's the name? Blackleaf Cliffs, because Blackleaf Cliffs is just like so good. Yeah, you can have your Dark Confidant back. Jeez. Ask and you shall receive, opponent. My gosh. Alright, so I'm gonna play an Idyllic Tutor. Story Circle is also very good, but I think Idyllic Tutor is gonna grab me Greater Auramancy, and it's gonna make it a lot harder for my opponent to win through anything. They're gonna need to have answers for two different things instead of just one, so that's likely very good. Yeah. Drew land, sure. You keep hurting yourself, opponent. Raging Ravine, sure. Alright, so I'm going to take a hit this next turn, but then I'm going to have Myth Realized turned online. And then I'll have, like, Story Circle back up, and it's just going to be like a 5/5 beater. Hooligan's Command, sure. Buyback Scoos make me discard, maybe? I don't really know. Bloodstainmire. Goose, sure. Yep. This is probably our main win condition. Hooligan's Command. Yeah. I'd really like to draw some action here. They have 5 cards in their graveyard, so they can only hit us once more with the Grim Lavamancer. And they just drew another Tarmogoyf, which is going to do nothing under Story Circle. Sure, you have another Tarmogoyf. Ruined Halo naming Grim Lavamancer seems like it's going to be all sorts of hot. Waiting on my opponent to decide which 2 cards to exile with Grim Lavamancer, I guess. Oh yeah, green. The other thing to name with green, the reason to name green with this is because Treetop Village and Raging Ravine are also all green. So Lily, sure. All right, I need to start pressuring this Liliana. Sure, you have an Inquisition. Sure. Oh, it means I got to take the hit from one of these, don't I? Discards a Thoughtseize, so they have an Inquisition in hand. Unfortunately, that Raging Ravine is going to hit us down to 5. Yep. Unfortunately, that's not going to help us do it. But let's see. If we cast Leyline, we only have 2 mana up, which means we die to these Tarmogoyfs. Gosh, attacking last turn was really bad. They're going to plus Lily next turn to make me discard the Leyline anyway. And I need all of my mana to prevent death. Although I can attack Lily with the Dark Confidant. Then if they attack in, I turn off everything. They kind of have to block with the Dark Confidant. Have a good one, man. Okay, Lily down. Never mind. We have 5 to their 5 attackers. Yeah, have a good one, Nocturus. Glad you kind of hanged out. Hey, that's another thing for anyone in chat who hasn't already done so. Please hit the follow button. Let other people find my stuff. I'd really appreciate it. It would really help me get my name out there and help me stream a little bit more regularly, which is something I want to do. So, and we definitely play super awesome streams like this one, or decks like this one, because this deck is pretty hot and awesome. So, yeah, definitely. We're gonna definitely stream this one again because I love this deck. So, bolt me, Inquisition me, sure. Unfortunately, I can't really like tap out at all. And they've played both of the cards we knew. Solemnity. Okay, well that's one half of it. So yeah, if you are watching and haven't already done so, please hit the follow button. That's going to help me stream more decks like this. I really enjoy playing this deck. It's sweet and awesome, as well as other things. Also, all of these streams are going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Knight of St. Traft. You'll find all of my no attacks. My Ascension is about to be very good. They're probably going to take Solemnity, right? Maybe they just don't know what Solemnity does for me. They took Leyline. I'm kind of glad I didn't play Solemnity, because Luminarch wouldn't get a counter. So yeah, all of them are going to be on my YouTube channel, so if you want to watch any older streams or these ones, you can do so. And we will, I also take a lot of different, streams, or like deck suggestions. Yeah, you're playing with all sorts of fire, aren't you? You should really attack me. Like, you should be attacking me so that Luminarch Ascension doesn't do this. Cast out. Okay, that one is also very good. When they go to attack with both of these Dark Confidants, I can cast one of them aside. They Dreadbore, Bloodbraid. They go to 2. Sure. Bloodbraid into Dark Confidant. Sure. They can't activate both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can Mithrilize and block one of the Dark Confidants. Yep. That was very wrong. This is green, right? Yep. And I know that the card in their hand is Dreadbore. Or one of the cards, I guess. They could have a Lightning Bolt. If they have it, well, if they have a Lightning Bolt, they should have just cast it, right? They just have, like, a Kolaghan's Command or something? Well, that is likely very good. I need to protect against 1, 2 creatures, 3 creatures, plus I need to be able to block that. So, I'm not going to cast anything else. Oh, why don't I just attack them? I should have just attacked them. I'm stupid. Hopefully Dark Confidant kills them. Hey, look at that. Bobby playing for the home team. Bob is always on my team. Okay. I wonder if I want one less Starfield because I'm relying on the rest in pieces. Bring in the Sigils, and I maybe want this Leyline of Sanctity as well. Instead of this Eidolon. I don't like Eidolon as much in this matchup. As much as I want to keep this with like the Leylines and the Mithralized, I'm probably just going to lose if I don't draw any more Oh my god. Alright. Should have just kept the first hand. And that's not even going to be good. Hey, look! The Moto Bug. I don't know why I clicked until my end step. Shield through this turn. Sure. Heliod's probably going to be okay. Dark Confidant, sure. That card didn't work out for you last time. You realize that, right? Seal Away? I likely want to Idyllic Tutor for something, but I don't know what. If I Idyllic Tutor for Rest in Peace, it turns off all their Tarmogoyfs, but I don't know what I need with this yet, so I'm not going to do anything. And if they play something scary next turn, like a Bloodbraid Elf or something, then I'm going to want to seal away whatever it is. Yeah. Abrupt Decay. Okay, that's good. Inquisition me. Sure. I don't think my opponent understands that my main game plan is letting Dark Confidant kill him. This is like one of the better cards in the deck, too. Just very good. Colligan's Command. Yeah, I don't really need this Idyllic Tutor. I'm just going to yield this. Bolt, sure. Turns out that Bolt not actually doing much. Tireless Tracker, ooh. Another consideration for Story Circle being on green. I like Candy Girl. Candy Girl's great. Card is like A+. Another Leyline doesn't do much. But Heliod's pretty good. I'm going to take some damage this turn, unfortunately, but what can you do? Another clue, sure. You can draw all the cards you want. Bloodbraid, sure. Collective Brutality, well, that's not doing much. Not casting it, huh? Why would you not do that? It's like so good. And they played the Wooded Foothills. Okay, take an 8. That's a big crunch. I really like a Wrath effect next turn. I think that's probably the best thing to do. That's not really a Wrath effect. But I need to protect myself, so I have to block this tireless tracker. Yeah, sure. Yep. Yeah, so now I have to block the tireless tracker. Eesh. Oh, they have bolt. Sure, I knew that. You got me, dude. Good games. Those are close. That last game we had to mulligan to 5, which really sucked. I probably should have just kept the opener. Like, Myth Realized plus Leyline would have maybe gotten there. But who would have known? If we hadn't drawn a second or third land, we would have just died anyway. A Wrath effect in that last turn would have been really good too. We had 2 of them in our deck. We could have drawn 1 of them. This hand is likely pretty okay. It's a little awkward having both of these irrigated farmlands, but that's okay. We're on the play, so. What is our opponent doing? Forest Noble. Sure. Make your creatures come in tapped. If this is Counter's Company, this one's going to put it in the ground for us. If this is Infect, okay, it's Infect. This one might be a little tough. Swing 1 at me? No? Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, that shuts off that, huh? Maybe that's still fine. It just shuts off them from doing that, which is a big deal. If they have, like, land... Yeah. This costs 2 mana, though. To fetch. Whoo! This is really good. I did not think about the fact that this shirt's off fetch lands, too. Ashes, if you're watching this sometime in the future, you should absolutely put Suppression Field in this deck. It's really sweet. It's, like, very, very good. And it's about to do some great things. Just 2 infect, sure. So now they have to kill me this turn. They have 1 turn or else they're never getting anything through me. Although they could attack me with this thing, too. This thing becomes black, right? No, but it just becomes an artifact creature, so. Distortion Strike? Sure. 3 Infect. Yep. Land, please. Land, please. Well, if I start drawing lands, Ruined Halo is going to be very good. It'll just shut this thing down. They have to activate it next turn. They have 2 mana. They have it. They didn't have the pump spells to kill me this turn, but they likely have the pump spells to kill me next turn. Why did I jerk around with this? I should have just got Solemnity. I should have just Idyllic Tutored for Solemnity. I just thought about that. Man, I'm really stupid. Alright, I'm probably dead this turn. We didn't draw any other lands either. That would have helped. Yep. That's 3 Infect. All they need is 1 pump spell. Okay. So now, we get to bring in a lot of great things. Stony Silence and Rest in Peace don't do anything. I likely want a... Nevermore is probably pretty bad. Leyline of Sanctity doesn't really do anything either. Maybe bring in a Starfield of Nyx, and a Baffling End, and a Blind Obedience. Although Blind Obedience doesn't really do anything either. I see something to bring in. I just need to bring in a Greater Auramancy. Oh, Eidolon of Rhetoric is maybe okay. It's probably better than a Blind Obedience, honestly. Why don't we try that? I'm just gonna go slam a Solemnity into play. Oh my god, this is like... I'm just gonna not keep that. Oh my gosh. I need a land on top. That's technically a land. Phyrexian Unlife does nothing in this matchup, turns out. They just have a creature on turn 1 that isn't a noble. Shocking. Yep. Yep. Okay. It's very likely that I am, like, super dead. Sure. I need a land right now, and it needs to be untapped. Come on. Come on, deck. Please do it to me. Please. Boom. Make sure I don't accidentally misclick here. Solemnity. Gotta kill me, opponent. Rancor on my Spellskite. You got it. You got it. Ooh, somebody's cooking something in my house. It smells very good. Why is it... My chat is just freaking out. Or my Twitch app, I should say. It's probably what is more accurate. It's freaking out. Yep. That was weird. Why didn't you do that? They likely don't have a way to kill me right now. But... Now, if I draw a land next turn, I can just Greater Auramancy, play Phyrexian Unlife, and then they're never winning the game. Not through 2 effects that blow up my enchantments. Which, honestly, I'm sure they would have cast by now. I'm not gaining any infect. I don't understand why you're attacking with that. Maybe to play around, like, Blessed Alliance? But, like, that seems really bad. I don't know. A land right there would have been way better. But it's fine. I don't think I'm dead next turn. I say that, I'm just going to get just blown out of the game. I got to think here. Okay, so if they have... let's see. They need a fetch land into... I'm trying to think here. If they go fetch land... Okay, it's probably safer if I just cast Myth Realized and then cast Greater Auramancy. They have to read Myth Realized here. Play Greater Auramancy, trigger Myth Realized, which can't have counters. That was really stupid of me. Alright, it's fine. I don't think I'm dead from a Spellskite. Blossoming Defense, sure. That's 4 damage. That's Become Immense. That's 10 damage. I go to 2. And then I kill you. Phyrexian Unlife? Sure. I'm at 0. They must have an out somewhere. I think they're just waiting to see what my win condition is. So I'm just going to cast it. And they'll probably concede. Yep. They just wanted to see how I'm going to win. And they likely have better answers now. They're probably going to bring in something that can actually, like, stop me. Some sort of enchantment or artifact hate. I think they bring in things like Nature's Claim. Nature's Claim is just, like, very good against... Normally people bring in, like, Spellskite against them and stuff, so... it's likely that they have something like that. Gosh, I'm just, like, dropping frames. Crazy. Everybody's home now. Jesus. Alright. Whew. That was quick. Spell Pierce? Sure. But it's going to get turn 3'd. Looks like it. They got me. It's all good. That was quick. Jesus. I apologize for anyone who is watching the stream currently. My apparently my Streamlabs is just like freaking out. Sure. That is just like never happening, but that's fine. Also, this is an enchantment, so it doesn't even trigger this. Dece. But if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, you could know that unfortunately I'm dropping a lot of frames as far as my Twitch chat is concerned. And there's not really much I can do about it. Oops. my opponent playing something like mono red hate bears or something? I don't really know. Oops, I can't cast that. Well, I likely just want to get some counters on my Myth Realized. Something I learned from this stream, at least, that I think is a sort of good takeaway is I feel like 4 Irrigated Farmland might be a little much. It's a little hard to kind of deal with on the mana base. I also think that we were at the right land count last time, and maybe we can just go back up to the land count we were at. That might be better. I think the last time we played this last night, we were on 23 lands, and we're currently on 22, and that might be the wrong number. It's possible that 23 is the correct number, and it's possible that these Field of Ruins, either these Field of Ruins or these Irrigated, sure. These Field of Ruins or these Irrigated Farmlands just aren't super great. My opponent doesn't realize is that I am just very, very heavily white, both in real life and in this deck. Rampaging Ferocidon. This must be mono red hate bears. You sure got it, opponent. Oh yeah, do that. Yes. Boop. Greater Auramancy. Let's hold on. Nope. Undo. Turn off auto yields. Undo. Jeez, I'm just about like threw everything away. All right, so now I have a 4/4 that I can block with, including if they play a blood, especially if they play a Blood Moon. That's what I wanted to do. And now it's like mega hex proofed up, right? It's just really hard for them to fight through like all of these things. I think I'm okay with taking this. Like they likely have like bolts or something in their hand. And if I draw like a land next turn, I can just Day of Judgment to get rid of whatever is left. This is each opponent though, right? Yeah. Simian Spear Guide, sure. Haha! So this makes my Myth Realized a little bit harder to activate, but that's fine. It also turns their Ramunap Ruins into just like very slow. Moon, sure. Runed Halo. I don't really know what that would name. It's likely I just want to attack with this thing. I could also get Sigil out. I actually like that a little bit better. What are you doing? Playing a Simian Spirit Guide, sure. Yep, you attack me for 2. Story Circle naming red seems like it's really good. Yep, they're just like put into the ground. They just can't do anything. So I probably want an extra Leyline. Want an extra Greater Auramancy in case they have answers. Luminarch Ascension maybe. Baffling End. Alright, so things that suck. Rest in Peace, Stony Silence, Suppression Fields. Those are all bad. Um, Blind Obedience isn't super great. Eidolon of Rhetoric isn't super great either. I'm gonna go with that one. We need a little bit more work on the sideboard against like mono red decks. Yeah, this hand seems like it's going to be very good. Myth Realized might have been the best add to this deck. I wonder if we want 4. If you're watching this, Ashes, this card is stupidly good. It just like gives us a clock. It's a good blocker. It's just so nuts. I love this deck a lot, though. So, Simian Spirit Guide Blood Moon me? Rampaging Ferocidon, sure. That's pretty good. I don't think my opponent was reminded that these 2 cards are banned here. Cheats McGee over here on the other side of the table. I like this deck though. I kind of proposed Goblin Chain Whirler. Sure. You got it. You got me, opponent. That's just too good. Um, yeah, but I kind of proposed a deck like this when this card was spoiled. Because we had already had Harsh Mentor and Magus to the Moon and Zozu the Punisher and stuff like that. So I was already like, oh yeah, this is like super sweet. We should be doing all of this. And it was just like super cool. You're like mono red prison, mono red hate bears basically. It just looked really sweet, so I was kind of excited for it. Goblin Chain Whirler, sure. You're just gonna take all the damage from that, aren't you? You keep putting creatures into play, man. That seems that's all you. Yeah, you should definitely be attacking me. Draw like Wrath of God next turn. That'd be hot. Or Day of Judgment. Both of them are fine. Just like firmly put my opponent in the ground. Blood Moon, sure. That turns off your Ramaneth ruins, not my stuff. I have 4 basic planes in. Maybe they just didn't have enough to bring in. Make my dude a 4/4 and block your Goblin Chain Whirler. If they have like land lightning bolt, then whatever. Ghostly Prison, that's probably pretty good. Make my Myth Realized bigger. Make it harder for them to attack me. Yeah, I was gonna say that probably puts it in the ground. All right, 2/2 going into the next one. Maybe we can maybe we can defeat our opponent, our last opponent here, and go some positive records. That'd be sweet. I like this deck. I like this deck a lot. It doing a positive record would be awesome. But at either rate, this is likely my last match of the night. So thank you guys for hanging out. If you liked everything and you haven't yet, please hit the follow button at the bottom of the screen. Um, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps other people find my stuff. Um, Other than that, though, I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like focusing on getting through this stuff and anything. Anyway, it helps other people find my stuff and gets my name sort of out there, which is something that I really want to do. So it would be really awesome if we could do that. As well as if you like watching any of my streams and you want to see some of the older stuff that we played, go check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/youtube.com/Knight of Saint Traft, and you'll find basically all of the streams that I've done, minus last night's. I wasn't able to upload last night, but all the other ones are on there now, so you can go watch those whenever you'd like. Probably just gonna play Suppression Field. They're probably gonna counter this. Remand, sure. I wonder what they're playing that plays Remand. Blue-white with Remand. That's interesting. Outside of that, eventually we will be getting the stream updated a little bit further. I want to add something like Stream Decker, but I haven't been able to do that, so we're just kind of slowly getting there, but hopefully we end up getting there. I was going to do it last night, but like I said, I was pretty busy, so I didn't end up getting to it. But we should be able to do it tomorrow. And I will be back tomorrow as well with some streams. Monastery Mentor. Okay. All right. Is it just blue-white Monastery Mentor? That'd be kind of cool. I think I've seen this list pop up here and there. It's likely that, honestly. I've seen this kind of list pop up here and there, and it's kind of cool. I'm sure Idyllic Tutor could put this game away somehow. Yeah, you pay a bunch of mana, sure. They want to see what I'm drawing. They likely just want to see, yeah. They likely just want to see, like, whatever I'm doing. Does my opponent have anything else? Cost 2 mana to attack with a single monk. And if they want to Prigger Trowis, Jace. Yeah. Can't activate it. Can't attack. Probably don't need more lands, so I'm just gonna... Idyllic Tutor for... Oblivion Ring? Nay, and grab Jace? Or do I grab Ruined Halo named Jace? Hmm. Yeah, you draw all the cards you want. You can have whatever you'd like. Yep. Path your own dude for a land? Sure. Cute. Yeah. Now it's likely grabbing Irrigated Farmland. Oh, it costs 2 more. story circle naming white means that these monks are never going to get to me. You can brainstorm all you want. Search for Ascanta, sure. Idyllic Tutor. I just need a win con at this point. And this is going to let me do it. Just get a Sigil. Play a land. Yield through this turn. Yeah, auto yield this. You know, the nice thing about this deck, despite the fact that it does eat up a decent amount of clock on Magic Online, it's actually pretty good. At just like being fairly quick, despite the fact that it eats up a lot of clock, right? Because I'm not really worried about. Are you gonna attack me? No? Okay. Oh, wait. For some reason I thought I had an Irrigated Farmland in my hand. But I played it. Like some kind of scrub. Counterspell? Cryptic Command? Sure. Yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't really know what your win con is, opponent. Snapcaster Mage, it's likely very bad. Because honestly, you should just be attacking with these tokens. Another Monastery Mentor, sure. Peak, sure. Yeah, you can look at my hand. Sure. I don't know why I'm just like not yielding through this turn, but just half paying attention. And I should pay more attention. Oh my gosh. All of these triggers, man, my opponent, they just do not have. I don't know what their win condition is. I have protection from Jace. And yeah, they could maybe bounce it, but I'm going to draw a Greater Auramancy anyway. I'm going to cast this one. I'm just going to get rid of Jace now. My opponent can do whatever they want. The other thing about this deck that's really funny is that it just creates these just hilarious board states. Okay, so my opponent is going to try and, I don't know, time me out or mill me, I guess, which is technically viable because I do have less cards in my deck, but I don't know what their out is here. And they're eating up a lot of time on their clock, too. Are you going to Field of Ruin one of my lands? And see, they should just auto-yield all of these tokens. All these effects. Because otherwise... Oh, do they have to stack them? Yeah, they are auto-yielding. They just have to stack them, which is really weird. I'm like, if their plan is the mill plan, then they shouldn't pass each themselves. Another Jace, sure. But yeah, that was the thing I was saying is look at this board state. It's just so crazy. Like, I have all these things in play. My opponent has all. I mean, usually this isn't the same everywhere, but like, it's just crazy all these things because every one of these has the can't have counters thing on them. Because of all these different things. And then all my things have Shroud. Like, and then this says like the chosen color is white. Like, oh my gosh, it's just so many things. It's just really funny. Four mana to activate your planeswalkers. You're gonna counter that one. Remand, sure. This is just like burning 20 seconds off your clock every single time you do this, and I'm just gonna recast it. How's chat doing? Are they enjoying this? Are they enjoying the fact that Jace the Mind Sculptor requires 4 mana to activate? It's pretty funny. Stony Silence. I think they've already exiled all 4 Mishra's Baubles. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like they have. I'm just gonna cast it. I think my opponent should be attacking me with these tokens. Like, even if it's just like 1 damage. Like, yeah, it costs you 2 mana, but like, also they should stack abilities automatically. There we go. I'm almost out of planes I can grab. Oh my god, another ghostly prison. I think if I draw like a wrath effect or something, um, it'll likely put this game away. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what their game plan was there, but whatever, I guess. These Leyline of Sanctities probably aren't super great, although I might keep one in just to stop Jace, but that seems really bad. The Rest in Peace was likely very good. The Stony Silence was very bad. I don't know if Baffling End is very good. Blind Obedience is bad. Nevermore is bad. We just don't have a whole lot of tools here. Maybe another Starfield of Nyx. Um, I don't really like Leyline of Sanctity. I just don't think it does anything for us. Eidolon of Rhetoric's pretty bad too, though. Yeah, I assume that their out is like Teferi, right? But then even Teferi costs like 4 mana every single time you have to activate him. Like, they're just gonna lose to their own clock. I just don't get it. Yeah, this hand's fine. Sure. I don't know why I'm not yielding through this turn. Yep. Okay. And then yield through this turn. Yield through this turn too. I would have wrathed my own board to stop dying to all the triggers. Creatures weren't getting there anyway. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's honestly something that um that's actually a good consideration, I think. Like their creatures just did nothing. They just sat there. I wonder if they play Monastery Mentor as like a way to like block against aggro decks. But like clearly not because they just have it. Well, why don't we just start the well, I'm just gonna Ghostly Prison. Start the taxation effects. Make it harder for them to attack me. Because, yeah, they're going to play Jace right now, and then I can O-ring Jace. Plus target me, sure. What are you doing with it? Put a card on top. Land. That seems fine. It's too bad. Actually, I think I just ruined Halo this Jace, right? I likely just ruined Halo it so he can't attack me, and I just make it harder for them. But I don't want them to draw to any outs that they have. Get it out of here. Good. The other thing about this deck that's really sweet is that you play a lot on your own turn. Minus like Story Circle and stuff, you do a lot on your own turn, and it's it's very nice to be able to just sort of kind of F6 through your turn, not really worry about it. This is likely to get countered. What? All right, I did not see that. That's really funny. Um, huh. I did not think that was about to happen. I'm just gonna get a myth realized. Put my win condition into play. If they don't have a counterspell, they don't have a counterspell, right? They should have countered Idyllic Tutor, like hardcore. They have a counterspell for this one? Are they reading it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Cryptic. Counter bounce what? Bounce Greater Auramancy? Sure. I assume they have some way of like blowing up one of my enchantments now. Counter? Nope. Well, I could start forcing them to attack me. I could also just get my win condition into play. I actually don't mind that. Just getting a Sigil. You can do whatever you want in your turn. It's all about you. 5 mana, probably Teferi? Sure. I'm going to Idyllic Tutor again. I'm going to get an Oblivion Ring. Okay, so this one I don't know. And I don't want to look it up because it looks really tacky on stream. Can Runed Halo name tokens? Are they named? Because you have to choose a card name, right? So you can't do that. Is that correct? I'm almost certain that's the way that works. Yeah, I didn't think I could. That's what I thought, yeah. Okay. I wanted to double check before I like played it and felt stupid. I don't know what Runed Halo is going to name yet. It's likely going to name like Jace, because they probably have another one. And that's likely a good win condition for them, but I really just need like another Greater Auramancy, and I'll put this game away pretty easily. Yep, you're drawing cards. So now your creatures are never doing anything. I should have grabbed a second one, but I also wanted a way to get Teferi off the table. So Oblivion Ring is kind of the way to do it. I don't know why I'm not just yielding through this turn. Well, I guess they could attack me. with one creature, I guess. I don't know. But I do agree that I believe Teferi should be tucking my Greater Auramancy. But I guess not. They probably have a counterspell. What am I drawing, opponent? Anything good? An Idyllic Tutor. Did I bring in another? I thought I brought in another Greater Auramancy. Did I not? Uh-oh. I'm just going to grab a Luminarch Ascension. They either have to start attacking me or they have to start, they have to counter this. Yeah, that's fine. But they have to start playing out their counter spells sometime. They are just drawing a million cards. I should have brought in another Greater Auramancy. I didn't think about it. Vendilion Click. That's pretty good. Probably going to tuck my Oblivion Ring. Yep. At least I got Journey to Nowhere to get rid of this Vendilion Click, but... Oh, this game is likely going to be over soon. I'm making a lot of mistakes I shouldn't be. Another Ghostly Prison's pretty good, though. But this Teferi's just going to ultimate, and I'm going to lose everything. No, Rude Halo says that I have protection from it. Not the rest of my permanents. It's just I. Target permanent and opponent controls? No, yeah, I assume it targets the permanent. Target permanent and opponent, yeah. Yep, it targets the permanent itself. I'm just going to yield through this turn. I'm going to exile my Greater Auramancy, sure. So they have a way to draw 2 cards, then it's like game over for me. Opt is going to do 1. They have another? Yep, they do. Alright. We'll go to game 3, and we'll be on the play. So I'm absolutely bringing in these Greater Auramancies. Journey to Nowhere is actually really bad. And Blind Obedience sucks. So we're just going to do that. I would like to play first. I would absolutely like to keep this. This hand is very good. Do you have a spell snare? God, they have a spell snare, don't they? Nope. Oh, wow. Okay, sweet. We got through it. Get another Greater Auramancy. Hopefully they don't have another counter. Oh yeah, we are absolutely doing this. Jace? Yep. So when we played this deck last night, we played with 4 Oblivion Rings, and I actually cut, I think, 1 or 2 from the deck. So I wonder if that is wrong. Um, Likely not, right? Nope. The mind. Yep. So now you can't target me with Jace. All of my auras have double Shroud, except for the ones that give them Shroud. They just have Shroud once. Does this have Shroud on it twice? Nope, just Shroud. Okay. So now they have to kill me somehow through, all the other stuff, and I'm going to hopefully land a Sigil this next turn. They're tapping a bunch for a Monastery Mentor, sure. I could just go get a Ghostly Prison. I would absolutely like to use Endless Horizons. Get a land. Day of Judgment. That's likely very good. Triple Idyllic Tutor in your opener is usually pretty good. So this is the last game of my night for today. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna play tomorrow. I'm still kind of deciding on it. But I should be back tomorrow evening sometime. And if you guys want me to play anything specific, go ahead and send me a message either on Twitch or if you know my Facebook. Any number of things, and I will absolutely, play one of these things play anything on stream basically. So, Luminarch Ascension. I want to play Sigil, right? And they're going to counter this, and then I can play Luminarch. Cryptic, counter, draw. Or no, don't yield through this. Turn off that. Do you have another counterspell? I guess what they maybe plan on is like ultimate Teferi 0 Jace a bunch and exile all my lands. But I don't know if that's really going to do anything. Yeah, you have to turn this off. Yes, please give me a forest. Ruined Halo. I don't know what I'd name with Ruined Halo. I could just name Monastery Mentor. Maybe play an Idyllic Tutor. Another Ghostly Prison? Make them... Yeah, sure. Logic Knot for a billion. Sure. Yeah. Just gonna click through all these. What is another thing that they could have target me or deal damage to me? I think Monastery Mentor is still correct. Wow. That's some exciting news. The offer I just put down on the house just went through. That's pretty cool. So now they have to attack me with these monk tokens. And they really have to be attacking me too. I wish there was a... Oh, maybe there is. I'm gonna have to look. I want there to be like a taxation effect. Like a Thalia, basically, on an enchantment. That would be ideal. Yep. Give me an irrigated farmland this time. Your Jace costs 2 more to activate. So does your Azcanta. Really? I doubt they have a counterspell then. Oh, they do. Logic Knot? Yeah. Alright. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. I'm getting punched in the teeth really hard by these monks. Leyline doesn't really do anything to me. My opponent likely has the ability to kill me. And I really just need, like, I don't have another Wrath effect. So I need, like, a Ghostly Prison or a... I didn't board out the Sphere of Safety, did I? Oh, I did. So I need the other Ghostly Prison, which is in my graveyard. Yep. Or I need them to just do this a bunch. Likely we aren't going to win this one, chat. I apologize. That really sucks. We were really close to winning this one, but my opponent just had, like, every counter when we needed a Wrath to resolve, so... well, let me see it. I couldn't even see the message that they sent me. Man, that was really close, too. We almost did that one. Can I see the message? Gosh, we got so close. Hmm. Well, let me see it. Well, that was a lot of fun. I love this one. It's a ton of fun to play. My opponent got very, very close down to the wire there with only 11 seconds left on their timer. So, I don't know. There might have been a better chance in time to like play the wrath effects, but I think I would have just died otherwise. But like I think if I had had um if I had like waited until I drew the second wrath effect, I could have just like double wrathed in the same turn and then my opponent wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. But unfortunately, that's just them's the beats basically. So, like I said, that was the last game of my night, so I'm going to go ahead and get off for now. We're likely going to run this one back pretty soon here. I like this deck a lot, and I think it really has some legs, so I'm going to try and maneuver around with it and see if I can't come up with a better list so that we can play it in the future. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't yet, please hit the follow button. And if you want to, you can watch all my older streams on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Knight of St. Traft. You can find all of my old streams there, and eventually the ones from tonight and last night will be up there as well. I'm going to probably upload them tonight sometime. But anyway, and if you want to, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well, and you'll get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time.